Hello everyone, welcome to another thrift store pickouts video. I went to two places this morning, both on half price day, to check them out. Found a good deal of DVDs and Blu-rays and some books and a board game. A cool vintage board game that I never knew existed, the Honeymooners game. And it's by TSR, which is interesting, a name I always associate more with like Dungeons and Dragons and like that type of stuff, but yeah, the Honeymooners game, and apparently there were a couple Honeymooners games. There was a VCR board game as well. Never knew that existed. Very, very cool. Very interesting. A series that I enjoy. So it's kind of cool this exists, and it's complete with all the pamphlets and the manuals, and all the cards are there. And you have the dice are in there, and a bunch of little Ralph Cramdens as your pieces, which is pretty interesting. I think it would have been cooler if it had at least like the four main characters or separate pieces, but I get why it's just different colors of, just one person. Let me open up here. This board's in really good condition. So it has the main set of the series, the main room of their apartment as you go in. Really cool. So fantastic. Audrey Meadows is my favorite from that show, if you're wondering. But yeah, this is cool. Ad for the Honeymooners Treasury, a whole bunch of cool stuff. That's awesome. Definitely one for the store. I'm going to see if it's going to be better to list it complete because everything's in there, or to part it out. You never know. Sometimes the vintage board games, you can make a little more by parting it out, because over the years or the decades at this point for this thing, people have lost random pieces and they want them. So this is from 1986, so just barely older than I am. Very, very cool. Interesting. If this was like I Love Lucy or Bewitched, it would be for me, but Honeymooners, like it, but that's going to be for the store. Very exciting find, though. That was just kind of fun. One other oddball one. This is something that my brother, I remember, was going crazy trying to get all these. I think it was it Burger King? I don't know if it says on here. It was either McDonald's or Burger King. I feel like it was Burger King. But these light-up Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring cups that they have here, these goblets. And I'm pretty sure he has all of them, but I remember him really wanting those when those were first coming out. And I don't even know if he was in middle school at that point. It might have still been in elementary school. But this, we have just found one of them, but it's complete in the box. It has a little light up thing in there that you put in the bottom, which always looked really cool, especially when the lights are out and there's some water in there. And that is actually completely sealed, was never used. So that's at least interesting. Pretty cool to find. Something a little more unusual. And half price day, this was 50 cents. It was only marked at $1 for some reason, which is a little more unusual. But this wasn't opened up on the shelf, so I feel like maybe they didn't know what the heck it was. But it's for 50 cents. It's really good. And then just a few books. The one place that has been a pretty big hit week after week for half price day for books was not really this time. Not a lot of kids' books, so that's where I found all those Stephen King books. Didn't find that, but I did find a stack of vintage Charlie Brown comics, and these nice, it's the regular paperback style rather than the long, like kind of calendar style ones that you see all the time. These are really cool, and they're mostly from the 60s. Interesting. So it's a whole bunch of these. That was a great set, and they were like 50 cents a piece, so I grabbed those. And the one oddball random hardcover, it was really funny, but it says From Crook to Cook, Snoop Dogg's cookbook, hardcover cookbook. That's just bizarre. Funny. But so I grabbed that, and that was it for books. Again, not a whole lot. I did okay with the DVDs and Blu-rays, though, unusually, too. Because neither of the places that I went today are usually very good for that. They're much more like books and housewares and that kind of stuff. One big set, kind of disappointing that the cover's a little messed up, but it's, on the inside everything's fine. But it's the 16-disc Blu-ray collection of The Universe. It's The Universe, the Mega Collection. And as you can see, the cover is a little more beat up there, but the side's fine, the back's fine. And inside, I checked every one of the discs is fine. The cases are in really good condition. So that was a great find. Very exciting to find that. A Blu-ray DVD combo with the slipcover of Skyfall, so a more recent movie. That was it for Blu-ray, and then on DVD we have Wonderfalls, the complete viewer collection on DVD, and all 3 seasons of Roswell on DVD, which Roswell's done well for us before. The books and the DVD sets, if you can get all 3 together, or even season 3 sells a little bit better. Season 1 is kind of the most, worthless of the bunch by itself, but getting a set of 3 is really good. And 1 DVD for us, starring Claudette Colbert and Veronica Lake, so someone that I like and someone that Amanda likes, from the Universal Cinema Classics collection, So Proudly We Hail, which is about World War II nurses, with a few bonus features, Turner Classic movie introduction, and the original theatrical trailer. So that was cool. One DVD for us, everything else for the store today. Pretty happy with just going to those 2 places, and the oddball stuff. And the Honeymooners thing is just cool. That's one of the things that's fun about going to thrift stores all the time, is some of the interesting vintage stuff that you find, stuff you never knew existed before. So that is a lot of fun.